A very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for your time for joining us on our SGUS program, hosted and organized by NTUC Learning Hub. Give us some time and allow more participants to join us, and we will start the session shortly. A very good afternoon to those who have just joined us. Welcome to the SGUS program webinar, hosted and organized by NTUC Learning Hub. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to raise them in the Q&A icon that you can be seen at the bottom of your screen. And we will get in touch with you shortly on those questions raised. So give us some time for the other participants to join us on this webinar, and we will begin shortly. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So for those who have just joined us, welcome to the SGUS program webinar, hosted and organized by NTUC Learning Hub. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to raise them up in the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen. And we'll begin this webinar in approximately 2 minutes time to allow more participants to join us on this webinar. Thank you. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our SGUS program webinar, Upskill and Reskill Yourself with Industry Relevant Skills and Knowledge. My name is Chun Chai and I will be the speaker for this webinar together with my colleague Yok Lien, who will also be taking us through on some of the job roles later. So some administrative item. So do take note that if you have any questions to raise, please click on the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen and we will attend to them shortly. A little bit about NTUC Learning Hub. So when we speak about NTUC, the first thing we probably think of is fair price, but also NTUC Learning Hub, we are one of the social enterprises under NTUC. So in the heart of what NTUC Learning Hub do is training, and we aim to provide learning that transforms employability and create a better life for working people of all colors, ages, and nationalities. So together with the union, we work together closely with the labor movement to make sure that we cover all aspects of workers. And primarily in what we do is because of the workers as well as our vision, which as mentioned, to be the leader in continuing education and training by providing learning that transforms employability and creating better life for working people. So this is also one of the reasons why SGUS program was created as well. So NTUC Learning Hub, we was corporatized in 2004 to provide relevant and engaging training opportunities in Singapore. So from 2004 till now, we have amassed a total of 800 certified trainers across 6 training centers with more than 500 courses, and we worked with over 25,000 organizations since 2004. So I think the thing we want to ask ourselves is why NTUC Learning Hub? Why not the other SGUS programs? So I think there are 6 key areas that we wanted to highlight. But before that, we wanted to mention that we have achieved a total of 2.6 million training places since 2004 in the areas of ICT, employability and literacy, healthcare, security, business excellence, human resources, workplace security and health, as well as foreign worker training. So you can see the NTUC Learning Hub focuses on many areas so that we are able to reach out to workers and transform workers so that they will be ready, upskilled, and relevant for the industry itself. So the first point is we have a wide selection of programs with reputable partners. So most of our SGUS programs, which will be covered later, we work very closely with best-in-class, world-class partners, as well as subject matter experts, which comes from the industry itself. The second point is robust curriculum and processes. I think this is very important, especially in the curation of SGUS program. We make sure that our curriculum is robust. We make sure that the curriculum is relevant to the industry so that at the end of the program, learners will be able to secure a job using the skill set that they have garnered through the program. In terms of convenience, we have 6 training centers island-wide, as well as virtual live classes for online home learning, so in lieu of COVID. So, and also, there is an additional NTUC UTAP funding for union members. So that can also be utilized for most of the program as well. And last but not least, just to emphasize again, we worked with organizations, we work very closely with companies as well, and also we collaborate, sometimes we collaborate with companies to come up with content so that we stay relevant. And we have helped over 25,000 organizations over 16 years. So I think most of us are here for the SG United Skills Program. So first question, what is SG United Skills Program? It is a 6 months full-time training program designed to help Singaporeans or PRs who are currently looking for a job to upskill themselves, or in some instances to reskill themselves with industry relevant skills and knowledge. So the training will be conducted on a full-time basis in a modular format. So 3 characteristics. First, this is a long format program. It's a full-time training, and the number of months is 6 months for each and every program. And in terms of eligibility, you must be a Singaporean citizen and PR, and you must be a job seeker who is aged 21 and above. And the third bucket, training allowance, that you will receive a training allowance of up to 1,200 per month for the durations of the 6 months of the program. So do take note that terms and conditions applies for the training allowance. So the job roles that we will be covering today, firstly is an Associate AI Robotics Engineer, followed by Process Automation Specialist, and my colleague will be Yok Lien will be bringing us through the Digital Logistics Specialist. So I think the buzzword that we hear now very often is AI. So what exactly is AI? And how do we then transit ourselves to the AI industry? How do we then amass knowledge on AI as well as robotics? I think hand in hand, when we talk about AI, is often also linked with robotics. So this is one of the reasons why we came up with this Associate AI Robotics Engineer program. As we all know, robotics engineering, it is a field of study, it is a field of application that we use a lot of process to build machines, so that it can replicate human actions in order to increase or enhance the productivity. So robotics engineer will then create this application or work with autonomous machines, also known as robots, for industries processes such as mining, manufacturing, automotive service, and more. So I think the key thing about robotics as well as AI is to leverage on technology so that we can replace certain mundane and repetitive human actions. I think this is very important skill moving on, because when we talk about the robotics portion, which is to replicate human actions, there is also the AI portion whereby you feed information to robots and they go through a process called machine learning so that they can look at different permutations with different scenarios in order to replicate the correct and accurate action that a human will do as well. Or sometimes, in fact, being more productive and efficient compared to a human. So I think there are many job-ready skills like identification and classification of different types of robots, as well as their mechanisms. So different robots has different mechanism, different coding required. So there is a need to learn about the selection of robots for different usages, different applications, as well as the design and the build of a robot for certain trajectory, as well as for motion planning. That's very important. When you talk about space, when you talk about cost, these are very important aspects of design as well as building. And also be able to code using several development software tools that are linked to AI robotics itself, as well as being able to configure and maintain the robotic system. So these are the skills that are very, very relevant as far as industry related. So this will be our AI robotics program that we will cover. So I will not go through all the responsibilities for Associate AI Robotics Engineer, but I think the key thing we wanted to highlight here are the relevant job roles: Robotics Engineer, Automation Manager, Automation Technician, Engineer, Robotics Software Engineer, System Engineer. And we can look at the salary at entry level, 3,000 to 4,000 per month. We also wanted to highlight that we are working very closely with UBTech for our Associate AI program. As you all probably already know, that UBTech is one of China's unicorn enterprise, as well as the global top 100 AI enterprise. And also the accolades are listed here. And also just wanted to highlight that we work very closely with UBTech in the curation of, in terms of the methodology of the curriculum, in terms of the applicability of the knowledge and skills acquired. So all these are very important factors that we consider before building our program itself. So this is the framework that we have for AI robotics program. So in this 6 months, in a very short 6 months, you guys will go through these 3 phases. First is the acquire phase. You will get your hands, you have a lot of hands-on activities in terms of your UKit, your advanced level UKit, entry level UKit, to look at the possibility and design and the build of a robot. Afterwards, moving on to apply, to create, expand and develop your expertise in this area. And the last phase is to innovate. Innovate links closely to more industrial application. So that will also be part of the program itself in terms of applying them into certain processes, industrial processes. That is an important aspect of our program itself. Just wanted to show you guys this video as well. Okay, so from the video itself, you guys have probably realized that there are many applications, there are many hands-on that in not just in the building, as well as the scratch programming that you guys see as well as the coding aspect. So there are many applications, many hands-on activities for you guys to try out on our during our AI robotics program itself, and that's the phase one that I mentioned just now. So this covers our 3 phases, as mentioned. This is the entire full list of the program, the duration, and the classroom training, as well as the asynchronous e-learning. So it will be 46 days in total, as spread over 6 months. So you can expect about 2 to 3 days per week, as well as in terms of classroom training, is 208 hours and 160 hours of asynchronous training. So I think this is one of the more important slide. In order to meet the requirements of this program, you must have a minimum diploma in STEM, science, technology, engineering, or mathematics related discipline. Be able to speak, listen, read, and write at level 5. And in terms of workplace numeracy, level 6. And in terms of behavioral skills, experience in good interpersonal, verbal, and written communications. So all these you guys will have to apply later. Then there will also be an interview. So don't worry about that. Our consultants will get in touch with you guys shortly as well. So this is a 6 months program as mentioned, and we are looking at 21st March. And also, if you guys are keen, please sign up for this because the slots are running out as well as we speak. So the second role that we want to talk about is the process automation specialist. So in terms of process automation, we see this automation specialist as a professional who's in charge of developing, designing new software systems by reviewing, repairing, maintain, and testing. So these are the skill set required, the job roles required of this automation specialist. So in terms of skills, our program covers business process workflow automation, project management, design thinking, lean thinking. I think all these are very important in terms of processes, QMS, problem solving, managing diversified team, soft skills aspect as well, automation and robotics, risk management, as well as safety in terms of basic workplace safety and health. So I will not go through the responsibilities, just wanted you guys to take a look at the relevant job roles, which include automation specialist, engineer, process improvement specialist, automation QA specialist. So you can expect an average salary of 4 to 6K per month. In terms of the program itself, you can see it as 4 pillars. The first pillars is in terms of process excellence. So as mentioned, you will learn skills in lean thinking, project management, QMS, continuous improvement, design thinking, as well as ISO standards. So the second pillar to look at is safety. Automation, sorry. This is automation, that's a typo. Business process workflow automation, industrial drone pilot course, robotics process automation, as well as foundation automated systems. And the safety aspect, you will expect risk management, safety technology, and we also cover machine safety, basic workplace practices, as well as for the soft skills, solve problems and make decisions. SFDW, Skills Future Digital Workplace, this focuses a lot on mindset change as well as we adopt digital solutions and manage cross-functional and diversified team. So all in all, you can see that this program is a holistic program that focuses on the core skills, including process excellence, automation skills, and equips you with the soft skills, which is very important for a automation specialist. And at the same time, when you look at automation, safety is important as well. So this is how we build up this program for SGUS Process Automation Specialists. So these are the course lists, the courses covered. So total you can expect 47.5 days, and classroom training 298 hours, 70 hours synchronous, 4 hours asynchronous. And this is the requirements: minimum diploma in any discipline, and be able to speak, listen, read, and write English at level 5, and workplace numeracy level 5 as well, and the generic competencies that needs to be met as well. So our upcoming program is on the 21st March. You are able to use your Skills Future credit to offset the $500 fees. And if the slots are running out, so if you guys are keen, please sign up for this as well. Next, I'll hand over the time to Yoklin, who will cover the Digital Logistics Specialist.
Hello, good afternoon. Hi, for this Digital Logistics Specialist program is actually designed for those who are in the supply chain to oversee the entire processes from the product, from the manufacturer, from the distributor, from the storage, and to the last mile logistics. So the responsibility is actually include all the operation related to what is the monitoring on the process from the supply chain, from the factory until the customer. So the skill is required. What you will learn in this particular program is actually the skill needed is good coordination and organization ability, also the excellent communication in personal skill, also familiar some of the law, regulation or ISO requirement, and you also required to have some computer knowledge or either in the supply chain software like a ERP system or SAP Ariba, the kind of procurement system. And second will be the good decision making based on your process flow or either from the data we generate from the whatever operation needed those data and for you to make decision. Lastly will be actually you require ability to work within or minimum supervisory role. Next. So the responsibility, these are the digital logistics specialist responsibility. The job role relevant in this particular is mainly for logistics specialist coordinator, procurement specialist, inventory specialist, purchaser manager, and supply chain manager. So the salary is around 4,000 to 6,000. Those of course is with some of the experience you will be more advantage, but because of the supply chain environment and the disruption, so the digital to digitalize on your process or operation is one of the most important and the shortfall for the skill set in the workforce. So in this program, you will explore all the some of the automation to learn how actually the automated storage retrieving system. So in the program, we will guide you through and to explore or share with you what are the new product automation or product out there. Next. So these are the program structure. Total there is 20 short courses. Each course is around 2 to 3 days. So there is a program we will guide you through, look into the whole entire international trades, import and export, also some of the logistic management and inventory management, warehouse management, and some of the requirement like ISO requirement and awareness program. And they also we also explore you to some of the logistic technology and the supply chain relationship or either the supplier relationship. We also guide you through or either provide you some of the program under the data appreciation, how actually you look into the data, how actually based on data you make sense to your operation and make decision. And we also provide you a program like design thinking and how actually you want to design your operation, how to be digitalized, which area. So we also explore you on some of the foundation for the automation on the deployment in your business workflow. And lastly, we also explore you to the mobile logistic and also some of the foundation industry drone. So it's to help you to open up the idea and look into some of the technology to help the operation. So the course structure is actually classroom, synchronous e-learning, And some of the synchronous e-learning is mainly you study at home or 4 hours, that kind of thing. So total program is 401. So classroom, we have about 303 hours. 94 hours is actually you learn from the Zoom platform, which is online learning. The 4 hours is purely on the e-learning, which is you have to self-study. So next. So these are the requirements. Minimally is A level. You must able to speak or listen or WPLN at least 5. So for those who are more comfortable, because of the program is required you to learn via Zoom or virtual environment. So you must be very comfortable using your laptop or your PC and some of the Microsoft application like Excel, PowerPoint, because during the program, they will have some project you need to work together with the team or some presentation is required from you. So you must be very comfortable using a laptop in the kind of virtual environment. Next will be some of the generic competencies required. You must be very strong communication and problem solving skill, must be multitask. Although we have mentioned this course is more on the full time, but you're allowed to do some part-time job, but we will need your commitment in terms of during the training. You were required to, the training is a full day, daytime, in weekdays, there's no weekend. So we will need you to have more concentration or participation during the discussion in the classroom. And also some of the program is work in a team. So you will divide in a group. So we need the kind of teamwork together with your teammate to come up the project or some discussion needed. So this program is really need the commitment for you to complete the program for 6 months. Next. So the program structure is 6 months. The course fee is almost like 18,000, but you're required to pay $500. You can use your skill future credit. You can use your UTAP. So the program is on starting on the 17th March. As today, this class size is 20, although it's 20, but the seat is running up. So it's the last and the first program we run for digital logistics specialists. So if you are very keen, I suggest you register as soon as possible. So the training will be in a 3 structure, classroom, virtual classroom, and one of the 4 hours is actually online. Next, I think this is my last slide. Yeah. Back to you, Chunchai.
Thanks, Yok Lin. So I'll be covering the job placement activities by NTUC Learning Hub. So when I talk about job placement activities, these are the activities that our hub will support our SGUS trainees in terms of their job search. So do not worry, you guys are not alone in this journey. Although we are a training provider, we also provide job placement activities to help you guys on this journey to get a job that is suitable for you as well. So in terms of our job activities to help you guys to stand out from the crowd itself, there will be professional photo taking for you guys. So in terms of your resume, your LinkedIn profile, I think currently it is very important to enhance your professional headshot and also update as well in terms of your LinkedIn profile. That's very important. Then second, we will also have a workshop, in fact a crew workshop that you guys will go through, is to look at your CV as well as your cover letter. How do you then differentiate yourself from the 1,000 CVs out there? How do we communicate our achievements in the most succinct manner so that employers will be able to because we all know that HR, when employers, when they look at resumes, there are many resumes. So I think it's very important to make sure that our resumes stand out from that as well. So this will also be part of your SGUS journey with us, as well as to review, to polish your LinkedIn profile. In terms of job search, the percentage of jobs offered through LinkedIn has been increasing. So this is very important aspect for us as well, to look at how to improve our LinkedIn profile. And next is in terms of mentoring. for some of the programs, there will be mentors with industry experience. So in this case, the trainers will also guide you along the way. We also work very closely with E2I. So there will be one-to-one session with career coach to make sure that you guys are ready in your job search process as well. This is more for other programs, IT certifications, but in fact, all of our program you guys will get a certificate as well. That some of the programs are globally recognized certifications. And there will be a once per month virtual career fair for you guys as well, in collaboration with E2I, whereby there are many job employers, whereby there are many job postings. You guys can apply from there as well. And last but not least, I think this is a very important feature to highlight. So if you guys enroll in our SGUS program, one of the unique selling point is our L-Hub Career Agility Hub. Basically, what is Career Agility Hub? It is a app or a web-based app whereby you guys can upload your CV and also look at your skills gap. So basically the AI for this application itself, upon uploading your CV, inserting your skills, it looks at the top skills in the world. For example, if you're applying for a job, you're looking at a job of a business development manager. So there will be a set of skills based on the knowledge graph, based on the AI of the CAH itself. And then you compare it to your current skill sets. You'll be able to see the gaps that you have. And that's one portion of the app itself. I think the second portion that is more exciting is all the jobs will also be found on this app itself. So you guys can log on to the app, polish your profile in terms of your skills, look at, for example, this ABC company offering a BD manager role. Currently, how many percent am I in terms of my skills? And you can then apply from there as well. So it is a one-stop solution in terms of your skills gap analysis, in terms of your job search functionality. I think that is a very important USB to highlight, that NTUC Learning Hub provides that as well. Last but not least, L-Hub Industry Outreach and Engagement Specialist. So this will be dedicated resources to outreach and engage employers. We do have our job placement team who we go out there, look at different industry, look at what are the needs, what are the jobs available, bring them onto the recruitment platform for our candidates to apply as well. So it is a very interesting, very exciting journey for you guys in terms of your job search. So do not worry. We do not just do training. We do not just make sure you guys are proficient in your skills, your knowledge. We also make sure that we'll help you in this journey to get a job. I think that's a very important point to highlight as well. So you are definitely not alone on this journey. This is the last slide on our part. So we just wanted to share some of the success stories of our former SGUS trainees. So just wanted to highlight 4 of them. I think the first one is Terry. So Terry was retrenched from the M&O industry. So at that point of his life, after retrenchment, he was looking for a job whereby it is related to what he did, as well as or to look at a new area to upskill himself. So he enrolled into our SGUS Digital Health Safety Executive Program. So immediately after that, he found interest in the industry. He upskilled himself to and obtained a job in the workplace safety and health industry as well. So in fact, right now, he enrolled himself into NTUC Learning Hub's WSQ Specialist Diploma in WSH in order to one day become a safety officer. So we do see many inspiring stories out there, and I think you guys are definitely not alone. for those who are searching for a job, especially we are displaced by COVID. There are many external factors that are beyond our control. But I think one control that we can have is definitely in the journey of upskilling, in the journey of transiting into a new career, or to reskill yourself. I think that is very important. And NTUC Learning Hub, the why we exist is for the workers, is for each and every of you on this journey, to make sure that we curate the relevant skills, the relevant industry related knowledge, so that trainees can upskill themselves and obtain a job at the end of the program. That is really what NTUC Learning Hub is here for, which is definitely what we believe in as well. Second profile to share is Nuaim. So Nuaim is a fitness instructor. So his interest is very into gaming. So when he saw this VR and game specialist, immediately he applied for it. So during his program itself, he created many mini games for construction and health industry companies. So all these are implemented real games, mini games that are implemented by these companies in terms of their needs. So, and also, as mentioned, he is very interested in gaming. So to make it his career, it's also something very satisfying for him himself. And his aspiration is to be able to work in Japan one day, because we all know Japan is very famous for their gaming industry. So that's our second profile, Nuai. So maybe I'll just cover one more, which is Rosina. So Rosina was a caregiver for a family member. So afterwards, she chanced upon our healthcare assistant program. So she felt that it is a calling for her to join the industry, because it has always been her passion to care for one another. And I think that is an important skill, important attribute for her to join the industry itself. And since then, because she has been a caregiver before, she will learn the key caregiving skills, and also to do it as a career itself, to provide that care for patients and so on. So definitely she became very motivated, very inspired by the industry itself. I think most of us, we are always looking for a job that fulfills us in all aspects. But I think it is important, definitely, to find a job that we are all very satisfied in. But at the key, I think we must also find leverage for us to enter the industry itself. So because we don't know what we don't know, right? So definitely there are many uncertainties, but I can assure you guys, do not worry about that. NTUC Learning Hub is here to help you to upskill, so that you are more familiar if you are looking at a job switch. I think most of our trainees' concern is on that. If they were to enter a new domain that is out of what they have garnered previously, will it be very risky and things like that? I think the first step is definitely to venture into a bit of an unknown territory, so that you get to learn, as well as it is a guided program that gives you a very good perspective, a very good understanding of the industry itself. So the programs that we covered itself, so do take a look, and we hope that definitely we can be of service to you guys, to help you on your transformation journey. That is something that is very fulfilling for us over at NTUC Learning Hub as well. So we will move on to the Q&A session. So feel free to type questions that you guys have under the Q&A chat box, and we will attend to them as well. So meanwhile, we have some poll questions. Appreciate if you guys can help us to answer those questions as well. You should be able to view the poll questions now. Okay, the first question, I think from Fei Kwan. You mentioned to show the slide of PAS prerequisite. So don't worry, we will share the YouTube link for this. It will be available on our YouTube channel, our webinar. But just to let you know, for the prerequisite of PAS, you need to have a minimum diploma as far as level 5 for numeracy and WPL. So hope I answered your question on that. And also our consultant will be contacting you shortly. So if you have further questions, you can check in with them. You can also make a submission there as well. Later, I will show the submission as well for you guys to apply.
Hi, there's a question from Zhang Li. Okay, how many project or logistic digital specialist course? So the total program is 20. Not all the module will have a project. In terms of the project with the industry, for this case is none, but it's mainly for individual module. They will have some group discussion, some of the individual project, or some of the case study. You have to work within the team. So total 20 module is not all have. Is I think about 80% will have this kind of project. There's some is required you to maybe some multiple choice or some of the short answer. So all those question paper will be put into our learning management system. So each of the module will have assessment. So the assessment is required you to competent to pass all the assessment, and there also a minimum attendance is required. Minimum is 75%.
Okay, the next question from Jonathan Goh. You mentioned it's the process automation specialist targeted more for manufacturing industry. Is it applicable for service industry as well? So if you realize under our PAS, we look at the 4 pillars, right? We talk about process excellence, automation, safety, and soft skills. So the intent of this program is to build process automation specialists, not just in manufacturing. We are looking at the RPA as well, robotics process automation. So it cuts across all industries, because when we talk about digitalization, we can never escape. Every Singapore companies or worldwide companies in this world got to adopt automation as well, not just in, for example, in mundane tasks like automated emails, to more sophisticated process, like we need to pull data from SAP, automated and things like that. So this program itself is for all industry as well, including service industry, where we look at certain processes, where we look at certain even hardware. How do we automate, use physical robots to automate some of the processes as well? That will be covered. Yeah, hope I answer your question, Jonathan. Okay, next question by Cherry Sim Kai Sing. So you mentioned for the process automation specialist, may I know will the trainee receive the respective module certification aside from the completed COC? Yes, there will be certificate as well. It's either WSQ cert or LHub certificate for the courses.
Hi, there is a question from Melinda Lee. How about the career transition program? Any more opening? So for Learning Hub, we do have a career conversion program. Those are more on career conversion for professional executive and career conversion for environmental specialists, and together with the SGUS. So for this SGUS is our last program, which is ended will be ended in the end of March. So after this batch, we will no longer offer any SGUS program.
Okay, the next question is from Hoi Man Yong. You mentioned for AI robotics and process automation, how the projects and assessment carried out. So there are many forms of, we talk about assessment first. There are many forms of assessment. It can be MCQ, it can be oral questioning, and so on, and project work as well. So that depends on the module itself for the in terms of the assessment. Then for the projects that are individual as well as group work as well. Hope I answered your question. Next is for this certificate is well recognized for overseas application by ISMAIL. I'm not sure which program are you referring to, but if you are talking about AI robotics, it is a joint cert with our partner as well, UBTech, so it will be recognized. Yep, hope I answered your question. So I would also like to flash the application screen. So if you guys want to apply for our program, please feel free to scan the QR code to apply. Okay, the next question from Francis Yeo. Have you completed the SGUP program? Am I eligible? So every Singaporean PR is only eligible for one SGUS related program. Hope I answered your question. So Jonathan Goh mentioned, can you run through on the application again? Feel free to scan the QR code. You will be able to get to the application and we will attend to you shortly. Okay, the next question is any courses to help me to design online content? So that we do have courses. So currently we have a TikTok course as well. I'm not sure what kind of online content you are talking about, but we do have a TikTok related course that is conducted by another department under NTUC Learning Hub. So look up for that on our website. There is one question by anonymous attendee, compassionate leave accept. So if you're referring to as a reason to be excused for the program, yes. So do drop us an email on that. We will follow up if you guys are successfully registered.
There's a question from Shona Chong. The question is how static is a logistic job? How static is a logistic job? Is it mostly work at the computer? Or can you give an example of what are the tests or at the assessment? So the program title is the Digital Logistics Specialist. So we will explore you into all the digital the kind of courses, whether it's using a system or software. So it's mainly more to digitalize on the operation processes, how to transform your typical physical or static the kind of operation to be digital world. So those what skill set you learn is really into those more on really using the computer, or either you will explore using the SAP Ariba. For this case, the test will be related to use some of the, if let's say the software in ERP, you will explore in some of the system in ERP, then the test will be in the ERP, similar to the log technology. So it will also have some of the assessment is based on case study. So from the case study, how you solve the problem. And there is also some of the test is based on the group project or presentation. So these are the combination of each of the module and the courses we curate and design for those who are really have to learn on the digital skill and apply into the digital world, especially the logistics.
Okay, I think you guys are also hand the time over to Jia, who will talk a bit on the contact us.
Thank you, Chun Chai. Okay, so I believe Chun Chai has go through quite a lot on the slides. And then let's say, example, if you guys have any more inquiries or have more questions on the job roles or prerequisites, criteria, and also want to know more about the courses, you can actually contact Kate or me, Jia. Okay, this is our WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp us or you can email to us. If you are very interested in the program and would like to apply it straight away, you can email us your resume, and then we will arrange interview forward. And then let us know maybe your arranged timing, interview timing, and you wish to the program that you wish to sign up for.
Thanks, Jia, for that.
Thank you.
So just clearing some of the Q&As.
Yep.
The other one is by Heng An Tan. So you mentioned, can you share the slides? As mentioned, this webinar is recorded. It will be available on our NTUC Learning Hub YouTube channel as well. So do look out for it in the next 2 days. Okay, next is for Melinda. You mentioned if this is a light tech or light heavy role. So this is a tech-like role. So do sign up for it as well. There's another question by Victor Ng. I have to attend to a family event overseas, but I like to attend the class session while there. So this depends on the dates that you will not be available and whether the class will be online. So do check in with our consultants who will contact you shortly, or please scan the QR code as mentioned by Jia. Okay, Victor Ng also mentioned it's only 2 in-classroom sessions and I don't want this miss the classes. Don't quite really understand your question, but if you have further questions, you can contact our consultants who will assist you on this. So Jonathan also had a follow-up question. What is the certification one gets for completing process automation specialist? So as mentioned, throughout the program itself, you guys will get certs modularly. That means all the modular certs, and that includes WSQ certs as well. And some of the certs are with our world-class partners. So there will be the logo of it there. Then, so at the end, you also get a certificate of completion. Okay. Ismail asks, I have a full-time job. Can I apply on part-time class? So feel free to apply, but not on SGUS program. You can apply modularly for the courses that can be found under our programs. But you will not be able to apply for the full-time program itself. Hope I answered your question. Okay, another anonymous mentioned, normally classes run from what time? So it is on average 9 to 6 p.m. weekdays. Okay, hope I answered your question. Anonymous also asked if I'm only available in May for the full-time class since I'm serving 2 months this. Can I apply? This will be the last class and we have to start our SGUS classes by the end of March. So you will not be able to join us in May. Hope I answered your question. Hi, Sinki. You wanted to go back to the AI program table. So that is also available on our website. You can take a look there, or you can contact our consultants who will get in touch with you shortly. And also at the same time, you can also wait for our YouTube recorded session to come out as well the next 2 days. Okay, I don't think there are any more questions. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us or drop us an email to either Kate or Jia Yi. Then at the same time, our consultants will also follow up with you guys shortly. So hope that, as mentioned, we can be part of your journey, your transformation journey as well, and be of service to you guys in terms of your training, upskilling, and job search process. Okay, if not, thank you all for your time, and we wish you all the best for your job search as well as your upskilling journey. Thank you so much for your time.